We welcome you to this broadcast of girls of varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at the New Bremen Cardinals' nest, where the Covington Buccaneers will take on the New Bremen Cardinals. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Speedway Lanes, and NKTelco. Again, welcome to New Bremen. My name is Greg Burning. My partner tonight, Brandon Covington. Brandon, first let's talk about the visitors. The Covington Buccaneers coming in with a 4-0 record here to start the season.
Yeah, Covington returning a lot of talent from a team that lost in the district semifinals last year. They were a 22-5 team, and they're starting out with a hot record this year. They're 4-0 with wins over Houston, Fairlawn, Riverside, and Troy Christian. This team was Three Rivers Conference champions last year. They return a couple letter winners off that team: Erica Gostomsky, Gracie Anderson, Maggie Anderson, and Carly Biesecker, some talented players for that team. And Covington off to a very good start this year, challenging themselves in the non-conference by coming over here in the nest and playing the New Bremen Cardinals. I like that move by Covington, and it makes for a great matchup here tonight.
And as you mentioned, the home team tonight, the New Bremen Cardinals, it's their first game of the season, so they're hoping to get things tipped off.
Yeah, we know some people have been in season played games 10 days ago already. And the Cardinals did have that great run to the state volleyball championships. Like Abby Powers is out there, for example, who played on the volleyball team. So maybe that delayed, a little bit of the start. But, now the Cardinals are out here under second-year coach Andy Timmerman, really trying to get this program in a good direction. The numbers are higher this year. This team's floating around 500, trying to kind of make a move up in the MAC that, you don't know who's really going to take control in it. Can the Cardinals be a dark horse this year? Can Andy Timmerman in his second year of this program have this program take that next step, so to speak, in the direction he wants this New Bremen program to be at?
Should be a good one here tonight from New Bremen. We'll take a short break and be back with our starting lineups in the opening tip. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
We're in jersey number 3, 5'4" freshman guard, Avery Bird.
Welcome back to New Bremen. Our starting lineups brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. First for the visitors, number 3, Avery Coffer. Number 4, 5'4" senior guard, Meg Rogers. Number 12, Gracie Anderson, 5'9" junior. Number 14, sophomore, 6-foot forward, Maggie Anderson. And rounding out the top 5, number 30, junior forward, Carly Biesecker. The Bucs coached by Ashley Johnson, as we mentioned in the pregame, 4-0 to start the season.
Yeah, and a great start too, for them. They're building off that 22-5 season last year, off to a great start already.
And now the starting lineup for the New Bremen Cardinals. Number 2, 5', 7" guard, Marina Nelson. Number 14, 5', 8" senior guard, Abby Powers. Number 22, 5', 8" senior forward, Ella Pape. Number 23, 5', 6" senior forward, Allison Hayes. And rounding out the top 5 for New Bremen, number 30, 6' junior forward, Chloe Homan. And the Cardinals coached by Andy Timmerman. Before we get to the opening tip, let's talk about our keyhole keys to the game.
Thanks, Greg. And first, taking a look for the Bucs, what they want to do is they want to limit turnovers. They want to defend that dribble drive penetration that the Cardinals may present, and they also want to rebound really well. Taking on the look on the flip side for the Crimson and Gold, they want to play really good transition defense against the Bucs. Girls like Carly Biesecker can get down the floor pretty quick. They want to limit the first shot, and they want to limit those turnovers. It's their first game of the year, so maybe a little rust early on for the Cardinals, and that's something you may worry about.
Starting right away here, we're going to have a little body contact as Anderson loses the ball out of bounds, but the Bucs will keep the possession. Nobody there to throw it in. Finally, number 4, Rogers, will step in to trigger for the Bucs. Gets it out top to Coffer. Guarded heavily by Powers. And there's our first turnover. It'll go to the Bucs. The Bucs come out man-to-man. Here's Powers out top. Nelson, 3-ball off the mark, but tipped and saved there by New Bremen. It's going to go off of the Bucs. It'll stay here.
See that dribble drive right away, kind of like an open post type look there on that first possession by the Cardinals.
Cardinals toss it back out top, across the timeline, reset their offense. Looking for the back cut there to Nelson. Here is Homan. A lot of movement. Powers down the lane. Contact, no foul, blocked there by Coffer. And back we come the other way. 3-ball on the way to Anderson, no good. Good box out. Number 14, Abby Powers, quickly back the other way. Hayes thought about the jumper. Instead tosses it over to Powers. Wheels in the lane, back out top. Nelson again for 3, and this time she connects.
Boy, that's one thing that you see here from New Bremen early, is that they have that dribble drive. They're moving so well, moving without the ball. That's so key, and that's very good here early for New Bremen.
Coffer guarded by Powers. That's going to be a tough one all night. If you missed Abby Powers in volleyball, you won't in basketball, because she was an excellent libero. Her defense on the basketball court might be better yet.
And Coffer, a freshman right there, right in front of a senior, just had that ball right out there in front of her. You work on those tip drills all the time when you work on defense in practice, and that was easy right there for someone that's a ball hawk like Abby Powers.
Yeah, break for the Bucs. Powers mishandles it. Coffer again almost coughing it up. I didn't want to say that, but it was out there for me. Here is Anderson. Over to Maggie Anderson. Nice pass inside to Biesecker for the easy 2. Good heads-up play there by the Bucs.
And Biesecker's first point of year, she was an all-TRC selection last year, someone that New Bremen's going to have to key in on.
Nelson making her presence known. The drive down the lane, 2-pointer, Marina Nelson.
And it looks like New Bremen wants to go out and run quickly, which is a different identity than what this team was last year.
Anderson, good pass inside. Biesecker up and in.
And again, matching that size of Biesecker, something New Bremen's got to do.
Powers quickly back the other way, as Brandon mentions, and she scores. So the pace quickly picking up here And New Bremen on top on our First National Bank scoreboard, 7-4.
Man, you don't see a lot of high school boys games at this pace that they're running right now.
And there's the hands I was just talking about. Abby Powers on the floor. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, she gave it right back, and there is Coffer knocking down the jumper.
Well, you can't write these stats down quick enough.
Yeah, it's definitely a breakneck pace here to start. 7-6, just over 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, I'm Greg Burning, my partner Brandon Coverman. A lot of activity here so far. Got a couple substitutions for New Bremen. Number 3, Mia Hirschfeld, just checked in the last possession, and also number 22, Ella Pape, going to check in for New Bremen. I believe the starting 5 still on the floor for Covington.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of the Bucks lacked last year in their 22-5 run. They lacked a little bit of depth on that team. That's one thing that they're going to try to have to find this year.
Biesecker very active on defense, knocks it away, gets the jump ball. It'll stay with New Bremen. It's a solid matchup inside there, Biesecker and Homan. I mean, they're head-to-head, size-wise, about right. I think they're both listed at 6 foot.
Same length. The question is who's going to be more physical and kind of establish their presence.
Absolutely. Pape trying to find some place to get it in, finally does to Powers. Wheels herself down the lane. Nelson open again from 3, and again she connects.
Wow, Nelson's just on fire early. That's 7 points for her now.
8, I believe.
Or
2
8?
threes and a jumper. Yeah, 8 points now for Nelson.
Wow.
So 10-6 now, New Bremen. Bucks looking to answer. Here's Biesecker. She's been the answer for the first couple possessions. Wheeling in the lane against Homan. Scoop and score.
Boy, that's a nice move. And both teams shooting at such a high percentage here early. It's a track meet.
Here's Pape, who just came in a couple possessions ago. Gets it out top to Hirschfeld. Hands it off to Powers. Back to Nelson. Hirschfeld loses the handle there momentarily. Pape. Cardinals trying to find some room, and they're going to take an extra step there.
And that's the 3rd turnover for New Bremen.
Coach Timmerman will bring Hayes back in as Powers takes a breather.
You know, we talked about New Bremen's depth 2 being kind of, somewhat tested last year. With the way Coach Timmerman's running your offense, he is going to have a little more depth this year and going to have to be able to sub at a little higher frequency than maybe last year's team.
Here's Pape. Regarding Rogers, a little runner in the lane there by Anderson. Shot no good, up big for the rebound was Hayes for New Bremen. Back the other way. Hirschfeld thought about the 3. Nice pass inside to Homan. Spin move against Biesecker, up and in. So I can't call them bigs because they're both lanky girls, but the size inside for both these teams. The Biesecker-Homan battle going out of here as Homan able to answer.
That's going to be fun to watch all night. They match up very well to each other.
Pass into the corner to Gracie Anderson. Trying to get it inside. And it's going to be out of bounds off of New Bremen. And some nice sportsmanship there between Hayes and Rogers, both scrapping on the ground and giving each other a high five as they were both just hustling to get the ball. Number 11, Erica Kostomski checks in for Covington. There with the ball for a moment as Pape comes away with the steal for New Bremen.
That's the 4th Covington turnover. Active New Bremen hands here, and as I say that, another 4th turnover on the Cardinals.
That's the first game jitters right there. They've stole the ball 2 or 3 times and have not gotten a shot off of those possessions, so something Coach Timmerman will definitely pay attention to.
Offensively, though, the way they're shooting in the first quarter, you don't see too many teams in their first quarter of their first game shoot the way New Bremen has.
Powers back in the game, giving Coffer a handful, but Coffer able to get it away, gets it over to Kostomski, shot no good. Good box out Pape. Powers quickly back the other way. She's got Hayes up front, off the glass, can't get it to go. Homan there for the rebound, back up and in.
Boy, the way New Bremen runs the floor there, so nice by Hayes getting up ahead. And they get up there and finish. And they're shooting, I believe, 6 and 9 right now, 66%.
Bucks looking to answer. Here's Coffer working against Powers. Work pays off there. It's almost saw Avery Coffer take a deep sigh there. Powers picks up a foul.
And that's first. And that's, you tell Coffer's a freshman matched up on a senior. You know, maybe you might see a little adjustment there. Someone else bringing up the ball differently so that Covington can have more of an adjustment to set up their offense.
Right. Here's Anderson. Good pass inside to Biesecker. She's double, takes one to the face. Accidental there. I believe that was from Powers, too. It was. So that is 2 quick fouls on Abby Powers.
Yeah, and that's tough because that's the person that's really making Covington's adjustment, to setting up their offense difficult. So now, how much pressure can you provide up on that guard spot when Covington brings the ball up the floor?
Biesecker throws it out top to Anderson. It's Gracie Anderson. Back inside again, double team. So that's the adjustment New Bremen's making inside. Yeah. They go to the other side to give it to Gostomski. She can't get it in, but nice kick out. Jumper on the way, and rattling home is Erica Gostomski.
Good adjustment by Andy Timmerman to start doubling Carly Biesecker whenever she touches the ball, but Covington, nice ball movement there. Erica Gostomski gets a nice open shot.
Looking inside to home, and tough pass on the run. And that will be another New Bremen turnover. And
Covington got fortunate there. Homan cut right in front of Biesecker, had good inside positioning there, but New Bremen just threw the ball away there, their 5th turnover.
Minute and a half left to go here in the first quarter from New Bremen. Cardinals on top 14-10 over Covington on our First National Bank scoreboard. Here's Coffer, now guarded by Hirschfeld. A little different approach there. Hirschfeld a little more size, not near as quick as Powers, but definitely did a good job there. A good, strong rebound by Homan. Bremen back the other way. Nelson slows it down. Coffer picks her up. Pape with the ball fake. Back over to Nelson. Nelson on the run, can't get it to go. He draws the foul.
And nice drive on the inside. Might have been a little hand contact. And Bremen gets the call. That's the first against Covington. They've let them play.
Marina Nelson now going to the free throw line. She has 8 points here so far in the ball game, leading all scores. Free throw rattles out. She's had a definitely nice start here tonight. Her first, I believe, her first varsity game. I take that back. She played some last year as well. Second free throw rattles off, tipped out of bounds off of Hayes. It'll go back to Covington.
Yeah, and that's the thing for New Bremen. How do you adjust defensively? It looks like they're going to take away Carly Biesecker, but they're really just trying to harass Avery Coffer. Coach Timmerman identifies that that's a freshman bringing the ball up the floor, and we're not going to make her life easy.
Yeah, she's done a pretty good job thus far. Little sidestep jumper there, no good. Homan there for the board for the moment. Ball loose on the ground, and Coffer comes away with it. She's going to let one fly from 3 and knock it down. I think the freshman's adjusting okay. 14-13 as Coffer hits that 3. The final 30 seconds here of our first quarter has been a good one. 14-13, New Bremen on top. Homan, tough pass there. Biesecker, a little handsy, will draw the foul.
And that's the thing that both teams got to watch, with the depth being tested, we got to watch the fouls there. So, you want to be aggressive too, but you don't want to foul like that, maybe right. Get called on one of your better players if you're Covington and Biesecker.
25 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Nelson with the ball, gets it over to Homan. Screening on Biesecker. Nelson. Nice pass into Pape. Wheeling in the lane, back out top. Nelson thought about the 3, instead shoots the 15-footer and gets the friendly roll.
Wow.
Final 5 seconds of this first quarter, down to 3. Coffer lets it fly with the left hand, and it is off the mark. 1 quarter in the books here from New Bremen. Cardinals 16, Covington 13. We'll take a short break and be back with quarter number 2. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to New Bremen as we get set for quarter number 2. Pretty good one to start out, Brandon. 16-13, New Bremen on top.
Yeah, and you say this, we see New Bremen every home game, but great start for them offensively, moving, cutting. I'm an Aroostook alum. Andy Timmerman was one of my old teachers. I know he's a great basketball coach, and I see it right there with the way these guys are cutting and moving. And these New Bremen Cardinals, very impressed early on with the Cardinals.
Very physical. I'm impressed with how, like you said, they're active. They're getting their hands on balls and being physical and aggressive. And there's a sign right there. Marina Nelson knocks that one out of bounds. I'd say the only tough part of that first quarter was your point guard, Abby Powers, picked up 2 quick fouls, the only 2 fouls on the team. So that won't be the first or the last time that happens this year. The rest of the team will have to adjust. And there's a good adjustment. Steele, Ella Pate, trying to get it down the lane, can't get the runner to fall. And they're strong with the rebound, Biesecker for Covington. Coffer working against Hirschfeld. I got to say, sophomore, I believe, Mia Hirschfeld, she's done a nice job picking up where Powers left off.
Yeah, she has.
Runner down the lane, I believe there's going to be a foul before the shot.
Looks like Sean Nath is the one actually taking over the coaching duties, being the stand-in and coach from the side. Sean Nath, the freshman boys coach last year for Covington.
Foul was on number 23, Allison Hayes for New Bremen, her first. The 3rd team foul against New Bremen. Biesecker trying to find some place to get it in. Finally does get it into Gracie Anderson. And a tough pass there, handled nicely by the guard Rogers. Tosses it up to Biesecker, and she gets doubled immediately. Rogers runner, no good, but there for the rebound. Biesecker sees her teammate inside, and the finish. Maggie Anderson, number 14 for the Bucks.
Yeah, and you've seen Covington get a lot more shot attempts so far than New Bremen. Not really dominating the rebounding category, but that's the thing. If you're Covington, if Biesecker's going to be doubled, you got to be able to kick that ball out and get it to your shooters.
Yeah, well, like you said before, for New Bremen, they've done a nice job getting the ball up and down. Unfortunately, with some of that, they've been making a lot of shots. They've also been turning the ball over, so that cuts down on your shot attempts. Free throw on the way and made. 3-point play, Maggie Anderson, and we are all knotted up at 16 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Abby Powers back in the game for New Bremen. Nelson, ball fake. Took a little bonus step there, was trying to get that to Hirschfeld on the back cut. And that's exactly what I was just talking about, right? It's great that your defense is playing good, and it is, but you really want to get some shots up. Obviously, the last thing Coach Timmerman wants is to keep turning the ball over. Again, it's their first game. It'll take a little bit of time, but...
And you come out and you're playing a good conference opponent, non-conference opponent as well.
Good hands there by Hirschfeld. Just mentioned that before, and she comes away with the steal. See if she can get a shot off here for the Cardinals. Tough pass inside to Powers, and she turns it over to Bissell. It's actually going to catch a break here on the tie-up. It'll stay with New Bremen.
That's the thing, Hirschfeld, you got all that momentum going down. I know you're afraid of maybe getting the charge, but go to the basket. You're there that far. It hurts you really more if you stop right there. Take that ball to the rack is what you need to do right there in that situation.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with a little pull-up jumper in the lane either.
Yeah.
That's the lost art, the little 7-8-footer.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be the Steph Curry shooting from the parking lot. Maybe not necessarily so much in high school girls basketball.
It's a layup a lot of times or a three. There is a mid-range jumper there. And again, you can shoot that on the break too.
And those are higher percentage shots too. So, the people that are invested in the analytics stuff,
Here's Nelson to trigger it in for New Bremen. Looking out top, gets it to Powers. 6.5 to go in our first half. Tied up 16. Pape had an opening, sees it, lets it fly, no good. Rebound big for the Bucks. Maggie Anderson back the other way. They had underneath for a moment. That shot blocked by Homan. And finally tipped out of bounds off of Coffer. Cardinals a little lucky there as they were a little bit out of position defensively. The ball gets tipped out. Possession back to New Bremen.
And Abby Powers now back in the game. You know, see how aggressive she is, you know, on defense, playing with those 2 fouls.
Here's Homan, gets it inside Nelson. She's doubled, no room there. Nice pass, Hirschfeld on the baseline. Rattles off big for the board, and can't get it to go. It's Homan. Nice strong move up there by Homan, just not lucky enough to get the bounce.
Yeah, good ball movement though there by Covington. A good ball movement, there by New Bremen that possession as the Bucks turn it over.
Yeah, and that's actually working out to be a nice 1-2 with Hirschfeld now taking over out on the ball handler. Powers now defending the passing lane, made that pass very difficult.
Yeah, and she can, well, sorry to interrupt you there.
You're okay.
But defending that off-guard position, yeah.
A little high-low action here by New Bremen. Homan gets it back to Nelson. Nelson, tough pass there, bounces it off of her teammate's foot, turnover. 5:15 left to go here in the first half from New Bremen. And a little lull in the scoring here the last couple possessions. Good pass into Rogers, can't get it to go. Bremen with the rebound. Here comes Nelson, full head of steam, tough pass to Hirschfeld. Gathers, can't get it to go. Bucks come away with the board.
Cardinals missed their last 5 shots after starting off red hot, so come down to earth a bit.
Here's Kofer, guarded again by Nelson. Quick whistle there, draws the foul.
It's going to be the 6th Cardinal team foul, too.
That'll go against number 3, Mia Hirschfeld. It's Homan will check out. Hayes comes back in for New Bremen. Also in for Covington is number 24, Gabrielle Hartwig. She had a solid JV game. She had 14 points in the JV match. Meg Rogers going to be fouled on the shot.
Something, you were just talking about it a second ago, that lost that mid-range arc. Covington's left some points on the floor by not really hitting those wide open mid-range shots. Something that, you'd wish you'd see, Meg Rogers, for example, missed a couple of those shots down there that could be difference makers in the end.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just they're being hurried both ends. The defenses have been very active and putting them in some tough situations where you got to set your feet a little bit before the ball gets to you. Take a good shot. Second free throw by Rogers is no good. And Covington, I believe, their first lead. No, I take that back. I think they're up early, but regain the lead 17-16. And there's that little scoop we saw earlier from Marina Nelson, and she gets it to go. 12 points now for Nelson.
Yeah, 12 points in the first half. This sophomore playing phenomenal.
Defensive pressure there again by Hirschfeld. Turns into a jump ball, and it will stay with Covington. Homan got a quick 15-second breather there. She checks back in. Quick change inside might be trouble for New Bremen. Nobody picks up Anderson, and she loses it out of bounds. So, they're going to say it's staying with Covington.
We got lucky. Anderson was in a good spot to catch that and take that to the basket.
She was unguarded there for a moment, caught in between the hockey change. Backside pass to Hartwig, and that looked like the JV game all over. Quick catch and up. She has a very quick shooting motion. And Hartwig regains the lead for Covington. Quickly back the other way. Abby Powers, runner in the lane, is good. 2019 on our first National Bank scoreboard in favor of New Bremen. 4 minutes remain in our first half. Looking for an opening. There was Gracie Anderson. Gets it back out top to Maggie Anderson. And that ball knocked out of bounds by Hirschfeld.
Carly Biesecker been out for a while too, so Covington really trying to kind of establish their identity on offense while she's taking a breather. Here's Kofer's back in the lineup.
And Nelson checked back in. She was briefly out for New Bremen. Here is Anderson handing it off to Anderson. Gracie to Maggie. And back to Maggie. Here is Gostomski with the shot. It's no good, but she's fouled.
Coach Timmerman, no stranger to playing these Covington Buccaneers. Actually, during his tenure at Rouge, his first year he was there, he defeated these Covington Bucks in the district finals to get his team to the regional that year. The first he's made it in his 6 years of coaching the tournament. But
first free throw by Gostomski, good. That last foul was against Ella Pape, her second. Abby Powers, number 14, will check back in for the Cardinals as Gostomski lines up for the second free throw, and she knocks down the pair.
Some high arc on her shot.
Checking in, Delaney Murphy. She played a lot of JV as well. She was the leading scorer with 16 points in that JV matchup. Her defense led her the way of a lot of those points. Hirschfeld looking to dump it inside to Homan. They do. Homan, good body, and draws the foul.
Yeah, and I think, just locked horns there with Anderson. Anderson might have had a case to be straight up, but just drew enough contact for the official to call it.
Yeah, she did a nice job, she being Homan, of leaning that inside shoulder in there and got into her body, and that's really where she got the foul.
Yeah.
So she'll have 2 free throws. First one is good.
Because some people always try to argue the straight up thing, and it's not all that,
right,
every time. And there's a lot of little things that go into a foul call that people don't look at. They look at one thing and then avoid everything else.
Second one off the mark by Homan. Good rebound by Maggie Anderson for the Bucks. 3:25 left to go first half. We are even at 21. Rogers picked up her dribble, being harassed by Hayes. Gets it over to Kofer. Caught nowhere's lane. Gets it back to Rogers momentarily, and tied up there by Abby Powers. Jump ball, New Bremen.
Great job by the Cardinals just to make the Bucks scramble on that possession. Just no really set motion there. And you're seeing the New Bremen wings that with Powers with 2 fouls start to become more aggressive, and it's paying off.
Powers bringing it across. Gets it over to Hayes. Far elbow, Nelson. 3-ball, and she rattles it in. Marina Nelson coming out firing for the Cardinals. She now has 15 here in the first half.
Yeah, and the Cardinals 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, too. Pretty impressive.
24-21. Kofer back the other way. Here is Anderson. Anderson trying to hop step it, Euro step it, I'll say. Oh, and catches a break. They say it stays with Covington.
Oh, wow. I was writing turnover on my stat sheet. It looked pretty clear. I was right in front of Andy Timmerman. He's not giving an argument. Well, maybe he's giving a little bit of a, he's giving a little what the
small
heck?
Conversation instead of an argument.
Yeah.
That one triggered in by Kofer. This is Anderson, and she will draw the foul. So big turn of events there as Gracie Anderson drives it in, and I believe that foul on Nelson, her first.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. You talk about, Greg, you get the momentum, you get a 3 there, and then you're like, oh, we get a turnover, and then, the official makes the call, no, you didn't, and now there's a foul.
Right, and a 1-and-1 on top of it.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's your break.
Yeah, she hits a soft brick off the back iron. Back the other way, Hirschfeld, Homan. 2.5 to go here in the first half, 24-21. It's been a good one. Hayes over to Nelson. Powers not ready for that one.
8 turns now in the first half for the Cardinals. Let's continue to run up and down here.
Gracie Anderson will trigger it in to Coffer. Picked up by Hirschfeld. They've stuck with that matchup. I would agree. I would leave it there as well. Putting Powers on Murphy, and there's a rebound by Gabrielle Hartwig with the shot back up and in. She has 4.
Yeah, she was in the right place, the right time. And there was because they were doubling Anderson.
Hirschfeld, high post to Hayes, trying to get it inside to Homan. Oh, great entry there. Oh, unfortunate there. Homan can't finish. That was a heck of a pass from Hayes to get it on the bottom hand for Homan. 1:35 left to go in the first half. Powers with the steal. Speed burst, runs away with the pack, can't finish. And there is Coffer with the rebound. So Powers gets the steal but can't finish on the other end. Cardinals hanging on to a 1-point lead. Coffer trying to get it by Homan. Tosses it over to Gracie Anderson. A good defense inside by Hayes. Comes away with the steal.
Nice job there. Nice positioning.
I think New Bremen pushing this tempo quite a bit. They look a little winded. Powers, little hesitation, scoops it up, gives it back to Nelson. Nelson might have a shoe untied. Hayes, far side. Powers just got a hand on it. Thought I saw a shoestring flying around. I could be wrong. Hayes, ball fake, and ball loose. Tied up, will turn it over.
That's a ninth turnover for the Cards. Kostomski back in.
Yeah, if you just look at the four, especially out minus Homan, they look very gassed. And I don't blame them. It's first game, first half. You have 44 seconds to go. A lot of these girls played a lot of the minutes, and there you see a handful of substitutions for New Bremen.
Yeah.
Jerica Wooten, Abby Burden check in. Final 40 seconds here of our first half. Cardinals up 24-23 on our First National Bank scoreboard over the Covington Bucks. Bucks looking to answer. Here is Maggie Anderson. Coffer shot no good. She sprinted after that thing as soon as she let go of it, and it's out of bounds.
Heck of an effort, though. Cannot complain about that. You know, missing that air ball and running after it. Nobody boxing out.
28 seconds. Cardinals probably hoping to get one good shot here. Emphasis on a good shot. Burden tosses up high to Homan, and she's being held by Anderson. Foul's going to go against number 14, Maggie Anderson. Just a 15 foul for Covington, but the second one on Anderson.
Yeah, good call there too. And Anderson wasn't in good post positioning, wrapping up the New Bremen player on the inside. Good foul call.
16 seconds left to go. Pass inside to Wooten, can't handle it. She knocks it out of bounds. Luckily gets it off of Coffer. It'll stay with New Bremen with 14 seconds. Nelson looking to trigger it in. Still looking. Makes a very hard pass to Burden and turns it over. Gracie Anderson back the other way, 9 seconds. Back on top, Anderson, deep three off the mark. Rebounded by Homan. 3 seconds to go. 2, Homan will let it fly at the buzzer, and she banks it home. That's how you end a half. Chloe Homan banks it home for 3. At the halftime break, New Bremen 27, Covington 23. We'll take a short break and be back with our first half stats. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to New Bremen, here with our first half stats, Mr. Brandon Covington.
Thanks, Greg. And taking a look here at the Covington Bucks, they were 9 of 23 shooting, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. They had 15 rebounds and 10 turnovers. They were 2 of 6 in the foul line. On the flip side for the New Bremen Cardinals, they were 11 of 21, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. 12 rebounds, 10 turnovers, and 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Taking a look at the individual scoring, first for Covington, 5 from Avery Coffer, 1 from Meg Rogers, 4 from Erica Gostomski, 3 from Maggie Anderson, 4 from Gabrielle Hartwig, and 6 from Carly Biesecker. On the flip side, for the Cardinals, Mariana Nelson had a really nice first half, leading with a dozen. 3 from Mia Hirschfeld, 4 from Abby Powers, and Chloe Homan had 8 with that big dagger right before half, that nice little 35-footer bank shot to go into halftime, giving the 27-23 lead, Greg.
Yeah, that was a pretty good way to cap off the first half for the Cardinals, as you mentioned. Let that one fly and knock it home. Saw that on the Lakers game the other night. Guy hit one $75,000.
Jeez.
At halftime. That'd be a nice way to make your night a little better.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little. All right, here we go. Second half action. Cardinals start off with the ball. Here is Nelson. Good entry into Homan, going up against Rogers. Can't get it to go. Second shot by Hayes. Doesn't go either. And ripping it out of the pile. Gracie Anderson for Covington. One-handed pass up ahead to Biesecker. Out top, Rogers for 3. No good. Tracking it down is Hayes for New Bremen. Abby Powers lost the handle there for a second. Scooped it back up. Dumps it in the high post to Hayes. Back out top. Homan wide open down the lane and scores.
Nice job by New Bremen executing that. Covington, no communication there on the backside. Nice job by Homan.
Yeah, good set play there, as you mentioned. And Homan able to finish. Bucks looking to answer. Anderson drops her elbow and gets it to go. Maggie Anderson with the shot.
Just a tough basket there for the sophomore.
Little grit there. Put her head down, said, I'm going to go get this one. Brings the Bucks back to within 4. Nelson looking to get inside to Homan, said tosses it back out top to Pape and then to Powers. Here's Homan at the high post. Pape working down the lane, somehow gets it into Homan and drops it home. Lucky bounce there for New Bremen.
Sometimes it's what you need is luck, Greg, and Homan now has found something ever since she hit that shot to go in the halftime buzzer.
Pass this one over to Anderson, back to Coffer, guarded by Powers. It's well short, out of bounds off of Covington. And Hirschfeld quickly checks in for, I believe, Pape. A little miscommunication there. Powers will bring it up. Cardinals 6-point lead, 31-25. 2 quick buckets here in the second half by Homan as Anderson tries to run her way through the pile. Or should I say the body there. She was trying to get that one through Hayes. Hayes did a nice job there meeting the ball and draws the foul. Powers setting it back up for New Bremen. Covington in man-to-man. I believe both these teams have played mostly man the whole game. Hayes with the runner. Good defense by Coffer. Gets the block and the steal. Quickly back the other way. She's immediately picked up by Hirschfeld. And Hirschfeld, great job returning the favor. Powers brings it across. Hands off to Homan. And back over the wing to Powers. Looking to get inside to Hayes. And a lot of contact both ways. The ball tipped away by Anderson and scooped up by Coffer for the turnover. Both these teams really getting after it tonight. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Coming off the screen, Anderson all by herself for the score.
Great execution off that set there to get Maggie Anderson to slip around and get a close-up shot there for the Bucks.
Here's Powers to nobody. And again, a little miscommunication.
So So now New Bremen facing a little bit of struggles. Now this momentum kind of shifts towards Covington's side here, as it seems it's been trending in New Bremen's way for quite a while.
Hayes checks out. Pape back in for New Bremen. Coffer picked up by Herschel. We talked about that in the first half. That was the adjustment made. Coffer blows right by and scores. Heads up play there by the freshman, Avery Coffer.
And she saw no one in the lane, so as soon as she got past her original defender, her primary defender, it was an easy bucket.
Pape down the lane, kicks it out to Hirschfeld. She'll stop, pop, and fire. Shot off the mark. Rebound, Maggie Anderson, Covington. Bucks trail now just by 2, 31-29 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Coffer lucky there, got hung up in the air. Nice wraparound pass into Biesecker. Scoops under Homan, can't get it to go. Anderson working hard, scores.
Boy, Maggie Anderson playing with some grit this second half, near some timeout from Coach Andy Timmerman.
We'll keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Burke Petroleum, Chiltex, LLC, Cy Sweeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securcom, and St. Henry Bank. And our player of the game sponsors, NKTelco. Brandon and I will name a player of the game at the conclusion of this game. We'd also like to remind everyone that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. This game will be replayed twice, Tuesday, December 6th at 9 p.m. and Saturday, December 10th at 10 a.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Brandon, I got to believe Coach Timmerman talking about the defense. The pressure out top's been really good for New Bremen. Underneath the basket, like you mentioned before, Coffer got by her defender. No help underneath the basket whatsoever.
Yeah, and you've seen Covington make that adjustment too. Now that they're able to get around that New Bremen pressure, that was the problem in the first half. Covington wasn't able to get really anything set up on the inside very well. Now they're getting there. Now you see Coach Timmerman maybe have to make some adjustments, maybe scale off that pressure just a little bit to try to cut off those lanes that Covington penetrated so well here the last few minutes.
You got to have that ball side help underneath. There's a good entry into Hayes, and she can't get it to go. I don't think she realized how open she was there.
That's a second point blank shot that New Bremen's missed tonight.
Yep, one was an open layup on a fast break. With some contact there as Maggie Anderson will draw the foul.
Boy, because Covington just did the exact same thing that we talked about New Bremen been lacking the past few possessions, and he just missed the open shot. And that's a tough break. You don't get those back, and that's tough for Andy Timmerman's squad.
Coffer thought about the three, skips the other side. Anderson down the lane, picked up nicely by Hayes. Look inside Biesecker, she's doubled. Coffer, she's quick, gets through the lane, a runner doesn't go. Ball tipped around and finally scooped up by Allison Hayes for New Bremen. All tied at 31, 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. Bremen looking to get a good possession. There's the place to go, home, and that's the kind of second part of the third quarter's been for New Bremen. That one looked like it was going to roll right over the rim and go in, and instead it gets pinched. I don't think there's any girls getting up to get that one, but one of the boys politely jumped out of the crowd, tipped that one off the rim with relative ease, just like we used to be able to do, Brandon, when we were younger.
Oh yeah,
wait, you
I can
still
still do it. I can still do it. I don't know about you, Greg, but I knew your grandpa and everything. I think I can still do it. I'm still in my 20s. But yeah, it was a nice move by Homan, just obviously bad luck. And, Biesecker staying pretty straight up, even though she has, 2 fouls.
Coffer back on the attack for Covington. Gets the dribble handoff over Homan, can't get it to go. Biesecker big for the rebound. Shot is off the mark, but she draws the foul.
I think Biesecker a little frustrated there, not get that shot go down. She had a hot start, cooled off since then.
Foul was on number 23. That's Hayes. If that scoreboard is correct, that is foul number 4 against Hayes.
And again, that's the thing that you were questioning, with this New Bremen team in the first half, is you might not have a whole lot of depth with this running offense. If you get in foul trouble or you get in a tight ball game, what's going to happen here next, and with your conditioning as well, with this being your first game.
Both free throws no good by Biesecker, but the rebound tipped off of New Bremen, so it'll stay with Covington. Right at just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're still tied at 31. Biesecker to trigger it in. Gets it into Anderson. Back to Biesecker going up against Homan. A lot of contact, and she draws the foul.
Yeah, and they're trying to kind of fake the sign. Gracie Anderson sets the screen for her sister Macy. They then slip open Biesecker, and they get her back to the line. But Covington's 2 of 8 from the line. The Cardinals are 1 of 4, so free throw shooting has not been very good here tonight.
Right on cue, Biesecker knocks it down. Covington regains the lead. One more free throw for Biesecker. Second one rattles off. And contact there by Maggie Anderson. She's going to draw the foul. And that is 3 against Maggie Anderson. So I would argue that's been their best player in the second half, and she's going to check out.
And that's what I kind of felt when for that third. I felt like you're going to get Hartwig or someone that has another quarter from that JV squad to kind of fill in. Probably say, hey, Maggie, take these next 3 minutes, get ready to go for the fourth quarter. Because Hartwig's played well when she was in. She had 4 points in the first half.
Nelson, haven't heard much of her here in the third quarter. Homan, though, gets a good entry from Nelson.
Just that help slides over late. And you're not in position there. That's why that foul's called. And just got to love the way Chloe Homan's played tonight. Very comparable to, who she's going against. And Carly Biesecker. Going to be a nice player this year for Andy Timmerman.
First free throw rattles off. There's been quite the lid on the bucket for New Bremen here in the third quarter. Had some really close shots. Homino looking to tie things up here with this last free throw. And it rattles off. She gets her own rebound, goes up strong, can't get it. Rebound again. She's not happy. Going up a third time, still no go. And Biesecker coming out of the pile with the board. Did I mention there was a lid?
Yeah, it's been 2 of 10 shooting from the field and 0 of 2 from the line.
Homan trying to take it herself, loses it on the break. Biesecker steal. Back the other way. Biesecker wanting to go, dumps it nicely to Hartwig. Shot doesn't go for the rebound. Rogers, and finally back in by Biesecker.
Boy, third time's a charm there for the Bucks, and Biesecker gets it to fall down.
Powers looking to get something going here for New Bremen. Trailing by 3, go up top to Homan. She can't get it to go.
Man, and Homan gets great positioning too. When you have that size advantage, you can take a step there. You don't have to go up right away. She went off balance.
Right.
And that was her problem right there. She just uses the backboard right there. She's got a 2 most likely.
Timeout taken by New Bremen. We'll take a short break as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Minute 50 left to go in the third quarter. Cardinals trying to break their offensive drought. Here's Abby Powers. Loses it in the lane and gets picked and stolen by Crawford. Pops from the 15-foot, no good. Rebound, Biesecker up strong. And the momentum clearly going the way of the Covington Bucks.
Yeah,
Biesecker back to the line.
I kind of warned about it when they were kind of up 3 and Coach Timmerman used the timeout, but man, it's just been that we talked about how hot New Bremen started out from the field. Now it's just, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel here this quarter.
They're just missing, too. It's not like they're off by a lot. Had several shots roll off the rim, but Covington's a nice team. Biesecker going back to the line here, trying to hit the second one, and does. Still just a 4-point ball game, 35-31. Minute and a half to go here in quarter number 3. Powers to home and on the run. Marina Nelson getting the foul.
Yep, and a good execution of the set. You stack the defender there and, get the foul called. And Marina Nelson, who's been your leader offensively, to the line just to get hopefully something here if you're the Crimson and Gold.
Now, the good thing is you're still just down 4. Just been a rough offensive quarter. Nelson's first free throw good. And that's going to happen. Happens to every good team. Their defense has kept them in the ball game. They're down just 3. Nelson looking to cut it to 2. And she does. So a solid night continues for Nelson. She has 17 to lead all scorers. Chloe Homan not far behind with 12. Here is Coffer. This is Murphy checked in. Tough pass there. Good hands. Biesecker goes up strong. Can't get it to go. And a nice box out by Homan. Looking to advance it to Nelson. She does. Murphy gets a hand on it. Should stay with New Bremen. Give credit to Murphy. That's how she played in the JV game. Quick guard. Delaney Murphy got her hands on a lot of balls for the Bucks. Nelson to trigger it. 1:05 left to go here. And Nelson better get it in. She does not. The official started counting as soon as he gave her the ball, and I don't think Nelson realized it. Turnover, New Bremen.
Coach Timmerman's not happy with that call either.
Coffer, extra step there, and Bremen will get it back. I think the problem was Nelson was kind of still stepping off the court, and that's not the official's issue. When he blows a whistle and hands you the ball, it's your job to be ready.
Exactly.
And she wasn't ready, and time was going. So I didn't think it was a bad call. First game, like I said, you're still kind of getting through some of that. Here's Pape. Powers, 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We're going to have a little arm bar called there. That goes against Coffer, her second. The 15 foul against Covington. Nelson the trigger with 40 seconds to go in the third. Gets it out to Powers. Powers back to Nelson, open for 3, short. And I think we're going to have a push underneath against number 12, Gracie Anderson.
Yeah, I think it happened really before anyone saw anything there, so don't know what happened. Just going to go with the official's word. Third on Anderson, Covington's Anderson.
Nelson struggles to get it in again. Luckily bailed out there as Covington knocks it out of bounds. So Bremen with the ball, 33 seconds left to go here in the third. Reach in there by Coffer, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with New Bremen now down to 30 seconds. Pape will trigger it in from the side. Throws it out top to Powers. Toss it up. Coffer there again. Boy, she has been trouble. Holman will let the 3 ball go. No good. Rebound Hartwig for Covington. 15 seconds left to go in the third. Back out top. Almost stolen by Hirschfeld. Quick trigger. Hartwig. That was Coffer. No good. Final 5 seconds. Powers down to 3. Gets it over to Pape. Lets it fly off the mark. 3 quarters in the book. New Bremen 35. Covington 35. New Bremen 33. We'll take a short break and be back with the fourth quarter. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to New Bremen. Start of the fourth quarter. It's been a good one here as the Covington Bucks, the visitors, up 35-33.
Been a great one here, and Bremen fortunate with that tough shooting quarter to only be down 2 going into the fourth quarter, now tied.
Nelson goes back to her little scoop in the lane, and she scores to tie it up. Kofer out top, Hirschfeld. Tough pass inside, caught as the Anderson comes back in. That one off the mark. Powers can't get it. Rogers trying to get it inside to Biesecker. Great defense by Chloe Homan.
Very good.
Here's Hirschfeld. Hand off to Pape. Back cut by Nelson. Powers loses it momentarily. Over to Hirschfeld. And a reach in there by Gracie Anderson, and that's going to put Hirschfeld at the free throw line. That'll be team 7th, 3rd foul against Gracie Anderson. Maggie Anderson also has 3 fouls.
Yeah. And that's where, that's where these teams, it seems like they maybe don't have the 8-9 player depth that you see some teams have. So that's going to get really tested here that fourth quarter, how deep they're going to go on their bench.
Allison Hayes will check back in 7-minute mark. She has 4 fouls for New Bremen. And I take that back. Powers going to the free throw line, not Hirschfeld. First free throw by Powers is good. I was about to say it might come down to free throw shooting as close as this game has been.
And both teams have not shot them very well.
Powers gives New Bremen a 1-point lead. Back to the line, lets the second one fly. It rattles out. And Homan, I feel like the officiating here has been a little tough tonight because at one section they let them beat around a little bit, and then in the next section like that, there's barely body contact and a quick whistle. So it's tough. Like, as a player, all you want, and a coach,
is consistency.
Just be consistent. That's right.
And that's the thing too. We talked. It's the girls' first game. It's the officials' really first game too.
Well, it shouldn't be. Like you said, we're a couple weeks in, but for some of them might be. Abby Powers hustles all the way. Can't get that one picked up, though, and gives it back to the Bucks. Coffer. Anderson, good entry into Biesecker. Tough pass over to Coffer, able to handle back to Biesecker against Homan. Double team, puts up the shot, no good. Homan pulls down the board for New Bremen. Powers quickly back the other way. Looking to take it the distance, off the glass, doesn't go. Hayes there for the board. It rattles out. It has been that kind of in close quarters shooting for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough there for New Bremen.
Coffer now guarded by Powers. Gets it off to Maggie Anderson, over to Rogers, and throws it cross court where she thought Coffer was going to be, but the ball beat the player there. It goes out of bounds.
When you know this as a coach, she took it to the baseline, didn't have her dribble left, and she was cut off. She was going to step out of bounds. Right. Coaches say never take it there unless you have a clear option, and the Covington offense didn't run fast enough, and that's why it resulted in a turnover.
Nelson brings it up as Powers checked out the last possession. Over to Pape. Tough pass inside to Homan. Homan yields off Biesecker. Back out to Pape. Pape open at the foul line, lets it go. No good. Rebound. Hayes up strong with the finish. Timeout by New Bremen. It's just a 30-second timeout. We'll thank our sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Speedway Lanes, and NKTelco. I'd also like to remind everyone this game will be replayed twice, once on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, Tuesday, December 6th at 9 p.m. and Saturday, December 10th at 10 a.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. 38-35, New Bremen on top on our First National Bank scoreboard. Covington with the ball.
Yeah, and the Cardinals have got all the momentum here, even though it's kind of been not a great offensive second half. You know, see what Covington does offensively if they try to get the ball to Biesecker.
Coffer dumps it inside to Biesecker, quickly doubled. Back out top, Maggie Anderson almost threw into a turnover. Set gets to Coffer, quick trigger three. Ball loose, still loose. Biesecker comes away with it. Goes right back at Homan and goes up strong and draws the foul. That has been a fun matchup to watch tonight.
Yeah, but you're there if you're Covington. Why do you take that three off balance if you're Coffer, if you're trying to get that ball on the inside? Just kind of a quick possession, and they're 0 of 5 from, they're 1 of 11 as a team from shooting from three. So it hasn't been a favorable shooting night for them, but from beyond the arc.
Free throw by Biesecker is good. She now has 11. Both 30s on the board. Both have 12 points. Biesecker for Covington, Homan for New Bremen. Wear the same number, score the same points. Hayes gets it over to Nelson. Just under 5 minutes to go. Great pass into Homan from Marina Nelson. What a tight hole to fit that in.
Yeah. And that pass like that creates a foul like that.
She had a needle and thread on that one. That thing was fit in there very snug.
Yeah, it's like Joe Burrow throwing a dot there on the field.
So Homan to the free throw line. She'll have 2. First one is good. Gives her Cardinals a 2-point lead. Second one by Homan is good as well. Knocks down the pair. Cardinals back at a 3-point advantage, 40-37. Coffer bringing it up, staring Abby Powers in the eyes. Been a good matchup off and on here tonight. Looking to get inside to Biesecker, nowhere to go. Homan fronting. Anderson going against Hayes. Tough shot in the lane, doesn't go. Biesecker strong with the board, short, and Abby Powers right there with the rebound.
Great defensive possession there for the Cardinals.
Quick push ahead to Hirschfeld. Nelson ball fake, trying to get it down the lane. A lot of hands, finally gets it over Homan. 4-footer doesn't go. Tipped out of bounds, stays with New Bremen. Cardinals will trigger it in underneath their own basket. Nelson still looking, ran into some issues all night there down on the out of bounds plays. Hayes able to track it down, gets it over to Powers. Nice crossover, Powers. Outside Nelson thought about the three, instead will go right to the bucket and score. That little swooping runner that she has in the lane has been very effective. Marina Nelson, 21 points.
And now it's a 5-point lead. Is this where New Bremen seizes the momentum and nails this game down as to get a steal?
Good hands, Hayes. Abby Powers coming back the other way, taking it coast to coast and scores. 3:45 left to go. 2 big back-to-back buckets by New Bremen. Covington looking to answer. Freshman point guard Coffer brings it across. Nice spin move, loses it for a moment. Had an opening inside, gets it to Biesecker. Picked up by Homan. Cross-court pass back to Coffer. Runner on the side, gets it to go.
That's immediately what Covington has to do right there. When Biesecker gets it, identify the open person and get the ball to them immediately.
Coffer now has 9 for the Bucks. 3:15 to go. It's a 5-point New Bremen lead on our First National Bank scoreboard. Hayes, quick handoff back to Powers and gets the bucket.
Abby Powers has won so much in this. We usually refer to her as her volleyball, how she was at a libero. But, man, she's just got the willpower to win. You love watching her play no matter what sport it is.
Coffer picks up her third foul. Number 12, Anderson checks back in. That'd be Gracie Anderson, and number 4, Meg Rogers. Powers trying to complete the three-point play, and she does. She will get a breather. I'm guessing it won't last long. 3:06 left to go in the ballgame. Ella Pape checks in. Cardinals now with an 8-point lead, 47-39. Coffer walks it up, guarded by Hirschfeld. Over to Rogers. Looking to run a back screen down through the lane. Holman doing a nice job defending, but will pick up a foul. A little too much body contact.
Yeah, and you can bump the cutter, but you can't grab him and you can't hold him like that. Good foul call there by the official on the baseline.
That'll put Biesecker back to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And there you said, not a long breather, Greg. She's back in right away.
Yeah, she sat down, took a quick sip of water, and back in she comes. Number 14, Abby Powers. Biesecker sets, lets it fly, and it's good. Big free throw there by the junior forward. She now has 13. Second one by Biesecker, in and out, rebound, Abby Powers, New Bremen. Cardinals with a 7-point lead. Handoff to Hirschfeld. Guarded closely by Gracie Anderson. Gets it to Nelson. Back out top to Powers. Powers, little crossover, scoops it back up. Hirschfeld thought about the jumper. Instead will hit Holman on the block, and she draws the foul. Good entry there by Hirschfeld, and I love that Holman didn't just let the ball come to her. She went and met it, which caused Biesecker to reach over and cause that foul.
Exactly, and you're in that situation where it's 2.5 minutes to go. You're down 7, so if you're Biesecker, I'm going to get a turnover here, try to create some momentum, but she got too far out there. And
that was her fourth foul as well for Biesecker, as the free throw by Holman is short. 47-40. 2.5 minutes left to go in our ball game. Second free throw by Holman is good. Allison Hayes checks back in for New Bremen.
And Holman and Nelson, 75% of the New Bremen scoring tonight. And Abby Powers has 10, so 46 of the 48 points have come from them. Pretty remarkable.
Powers picking up Coffer. 2:20 to go. Looking inside, Biesecker, quick help. As Holman checked out on that last possession. Here is Maggie Anderson, back out top, Rogers. Gracie Anderson thought about the three. Nelson right up in front of her. Good step through, can't get it to go. There's Biesecker though for the board and the finish.
Nice finish by Biesecker, nice, right place, right time. Now you're gonna see Covington amp up the pressure here.
Powers gets it across with no problem. Scoops it off the glass, can't get it to go. So if you're Covington, you're happy with that. Quick shot, not made, and a rebound, and quickly you see Holman go back to the scorer's desk to check in. Coffer trying to get by Powers, can't do it. Overextended her leg there a little bit. Hopefully she's okay.
And that Holman Biesecker matchup gets so interesting in this tight ball game with each having 4 fouls. How aggressive do they play each other? They're still matched up on each other too.
Biesecker will trigger it in. 1:33 left to go. Pass over to Gracie Anderson, back out top, Rogers. Here's Maggie Anderson, drives the baseline. Jumper, good. Nice little jumper in the lane. Full timeout taken by the Bucks. We'll take a break as well. New Bremen 48, Covington 44. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
1:22 left in our ball game. New Bremen ball with a 4-point lead. Covington applying full court pressure here. Hirschfeld checks in. Nelson going deep, and they're going for the gusto. Biesecker picks it off. Biesecker tried to get it across. He does. Not her high point here of dribbling out top. Skips it across court. And I was just about to say, Gracie Anderson stepped out of bounds. Official right on it. Turnover gives it back to New Bremen, so tough break there for the Bucks. Got what they wanted on the press.
Boy, that's the thing. Do you throw a baseball pass like that, or how quickly do you go?
Nelson right along the sideline, gets it across, gets it over to Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld entry into Homan, goes right at Biesecker and scores. Yep. Nice play by Homan.
Yep, nice shot by Homan. Biesecker had to stay straight up due to them 4 fouls.
Coffer now trailing by 6, under a minute, 50 seconds to go. Anderson floater down the lane, short. Rebound Homan for New Bremen. Powers quickly gets it ahead to Nelson. And we're going to have a foul called in the backcourt against number 14, Maggie Anderson. That will be her 4th.
Yep. That's where the depth gets tested here. If you're Coach Sean Knapp, you got to go into your bench now. Being down 6 with 41.6 seconds left. And your 2 of your top scorers tonight have 4.
Powers steps to the line. That is 10 personal fouls against Covington, so Powers will get 2. First one is good. Powers now with 11. Nelson with 21. And Homan with 17. Second one by Powers is good on the flip side for Covington. Biesecker 15. Anderson 11. And Coffer with 9. The full timeout on the court. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
41 seconds left in our ball game. Covington has to be in hurry mode here, trailing by 8. Coffer gets it across. Swings it to the corner to Maggie Anderson. 3 ball on the way, no good. Rebound tipped, I believe, off of Anderson, and it was. That'll be off of Gracie Anderson, New Bremen basketball, 29 seconds. That's gonna, it won't completely wrap it up, but it's gonna make it pretty hard for Covington with down 8. Powers immediately fouled. And if you've been watching the free throws tonight, you mentioned it earlier, free throws weren't going New Bremen's way until number 14 starts stepping in the line.
Yeah.
She's been knocking them down pretty regularly here in the second half.
Yeah, their last 9, they're 7 of 9. So the first half they were 1 of 4, and they were really struggling there for a while.
Senior guard steps in the line. I cursed her. She misses the first one.
It's just like volleyball serves.
Yeah, it is. Power steps back to the line. Second one on the way, and it is good. 13 points now for the senior guard. Coffer brings it back the other way, 23 seconds. Trying to get by, great pass into Anderson. Can't get it to go short point blank, but she gets her own rebound. Draws the foul, will go back to the line. Maggie Anderson, a very heads-up, aggressive, gritty basketball player. It's had a solid ball game for the Covington Bucks with 11 points. The free throw line for 2, hits the first.
Maggie's got 12 points now. Second to Beesecker on his team now with a baker's dozen.
Cuts the lead to 6, 7. Immediately fouled is Nelson. Will walk the other way, 14 seconds to go. Nelson leads all scorers with 21, looking to add to that here. First free throw is good. Nelson steps back to the line. Looking to get the lead back to 9, and she does. 23 points for the sophomore guard. Final 10 seconds of our ball game. Gracie Anderson's 3, no good. Maggie Anderson there for the rebound. Coffer going to let one fly. It's short. And that is the final horn. And the Bremen Cardinals victorious over the Covington Bucks, 55-46. Give Brandon a few minutes to gather up his stats. While he does that, I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's action. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Speedway Lanes, NKTelco, Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and the St. Henry Bank. NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. This game will be replayed twice, Tuesday, December 6th at 9 p.m. and Saturday, December 10th at 10 a.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And here with our post-game wrap-up, Mr. Brandon Coverman.
Thanks, Greg, and for taking a look for the Bucks. They shot 17 of 52 from the field. They were 1 of 14 from beyond the arc. Rebounds, they had 32 of them, 15 turnovers. They were 9 of 18 for an even 50% from the line. For New Bremen, they were 19 of 46 in the field, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, 24 rebounds, 16 turnovers, and 13 of 22 from the line. Individual scoring, 15 points for Carly Beesecker, 13 for Maggie Anderson, 9 for Avery Coffer, 1 for Meg Rogers, 4 for Erica Gostomski, 4 for Gabrielle Hartwig. And for the Cardinals, they were led by Mariana Nelson with 23, 17 points from Chloe Homan. They also had 13 from Abby Powers, and then 2 from number 23, Allison Hayes.
Good game tonight. Definitely a matchup that we expected. Didn't exactly know from New Bremen being their first game just what kind of play and style they'd have. But like you said, very aggressive, got up and down, made some good shots. And more than anything, play a team that's 4-0 and here come in tonight to New Bremen and you get the win. So congratulations to New Bremen on that. Before we get out of here tonight, we'd like to talk about our player of the game, sponsored by NKTelco, and that's going to go to number 2 tonight, Marina Nelson. Ended the ball game with 23 points.
Yeah, what a great night for Marina. She did a nice job, 23 points. Just led that team, play this fast pace as a sophomore. Good win for the Cardinals to start. They start MAC play Thursday against Fort Recovery. I'll be on the call for that game, so it should be a good one. as the Cardinals start MAC play, trying to, get in that upper echelon of the MAC, and they start with a quality non-conference win, a good start of the season for second-year head coach Andy Timmerman.
Again, congratulations to our NKTelco player of the game, Marina Nelson, finishes the night with 23 points. Congratulations to Coach Timmerman and his New Bremen Cardinals start the season out 1-0, and the Covington Bucks will drop to 4-1 with a loss. That's going to do it for us here tonight. My name is Greg Brenner. I'd like to thank my partner, Brandon Coverman. Thanks for watching.